So you've been part of my Authentic Tech Leaders Mentorship program, and I just wanted to touch on that a little bit and just ask how that's helped you over the last, because it's about 4 or 5 months that we've been doing this. So how's that helped you within all of this and just generally?
There is an irony. So when I first read your list of things that we could achieve with attending your mentorship program, there was a piece about time and having time to do things, and I'm constantly busy. I never stop. I'm always taking on too much and pushing myself, and I think that there's an irony that you put in a time audit that we all were to complete, and I never completed it because I didn't have enough time. But what I did, and this is what's really helped me to shape and change how I look at things, is those conversations that we have, those peer-to-peer, where we're all chatting about it and thinking about the focus for that week. It made me stop and think, okay, what do I spend time doing? Why do I do that? And I think that's the biggest question.
Yeah.
I've already expressed how much I want to do these other things around women in security or bringing youth into tech, and I never recognised what was important to me in a formal way. It was something I was doing as a sideline, but work would take over. The one thing that you've brought to me is stopping and reflecting on where I'm spending my time and for who.
Yeah.
So is it for me or is it actually for that person? And there's a great example of I had a really great guy who's up and coming, but just slightly lacking confidence. And I would attend a lot of meetings for him, to be his backup in case anything would happen for him. And I stopped and looked at this and said, well, actually, I don't need to do this. He can go on his own. I've got the confidence in him to do it. The only way he's going to build his own is to do that. And actually, then I free up that time. And what's important to me is progressing with all of the things that I want to do, so I can use that time for me. And I know I set a little challenge when we were in the group, a challenge for myself, which is every day I would either not attend something that week, or I'd say, well, actually, I don't need to attend that meeting anymore. And I'd use that time back to myself. And it's really changed how I look at my days. And I make time for myself, and I make sure I keep the space that's important. And that's the miracle, because that's the reason I joined your mentorship program in the first place. But I do make the time now.
And I just remember at the beginning, you were basically in back-to-back Zoom meetings all day, every day, and we explored this. How do you get anything done?
Yeah,
and you were super efficient at kind of delegating and getting things set up and all of that to make sure actions happen. And it sounded like things were happening.
Oh yeah.
It was when you stepped back and went, but are those things happening for me in the way, am I influencing in the way that I want to? Am I getting out there? And that's where you started saying, well, if I can just free up a little bit of time each day, I could do more and have more impact. And it's just been amazing to kind of hear it as it gone through.
Yeah. And I don't feel guilty anymore, and I think that's something probably a lot of people can relate to. And I really try hard with my team as well to say to them, just look, and if there's a meeting that you attend every week, but actually, have you got any input this week? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. So maybe it's okay for you to just not go to that meeting. And that's what you brought to me, that I love your phrase of being curious and exploring. Because I stop and I think, okay, do I need to do that? I've a brilliant one coming up in a couple of weeks' time, where one of my guys has added me to a meeting, and I've already assessed it and decided actually he can do it. He can manage this. He can come to me if he needs to, but I don't need to be there in that meeting. So my whole approach to how I manage things is less I have to be there for everything to make sure that everything goes right. So yeah, it makes me a lot lighter in the shoulders.
And what you've captured there as well is, and going back to what you said at the beginning, okay, the exercise was do a time audit, and you never quite got around to doing the time audit. But the purpose of that time audit was to encourage you to step back and think about where you were using your time, and that's part of all the way through a lot of the things we've done. It's just about noticing and being curious, and it's not necessarily about doing the exercise. It's going, what does this exercise tell me? Ah, that's interesting. And then that's just something to take into, like you say, into everything.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I feeling right now? What's the impact this is having? And it's just amazing, isn't it, how it flows through?
And
Yeah.
I think the only other thing I would say is the weekly sessions that we had together as a group had such an impact because we all supported each other. Everybody had been through something similar, I think, or could have a view where they'd come out of something from a positive perspective. So you'd come with your woe, as it were, and everybody would be there to pick you up and help you. And I think it's quite difficult to find a community where you just support each other, which
Yeah.
sounds silly, but I think women can be quite worried at times about needing to progress and needing to push forward. This gives us the opportunity to take a breath and go, okay, we're all good. We can just learn from
Yeah.
each
And even though there are people with quite different backgrounds in some cases, the number of weeks where people turned up with the same challenge, and
Yes.
they're like, and you struggle with that too? Oh wow, I'd never realized that wasn't just me. And that's the power that comes through. It's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
And if you are interested in the Authentic Tech Leaders Mentorship Program, the next round starts in January. So if you want to find out and you want to join us, Julie is one of the people who will still be in there. So you can come and kind of meet us, and she'll be taking part in the next round too, I'm sure, and joining the group sessions. So yeah, come, well, DM me for more info, and yeah, sign up, please.
Fully recommend it. I think the community that you build from it is amazing, and I'm looking forward to going back and reflecting again on the sessions that we had previously. So yeah, it's been a great experience, definitely, for me.